I was kicked back, relaxing, reading what Brother War was bringing us, just reading card lists, just reading card after card after card, and I came across a very interesting card. This guy right here, Harbin, Vanguard Aviator, and I was like, wow, it's about time I did a soldiers deck. It is about time. I just threw the best soldiers into a deck and swung at my opponent for a lot. Here it is. Here it is in all of its glory. Let's take a look at this and see exactly what it's doing. We have a couple of restorations in order to get some mana out of our library. It's going to be very important to grab mana. We have a pretty decent base. We have 23 lands, so one less than the max that I usually run, which is 24. But, you know, we can still get those lands with the Restoration of Eiganjo if we really need to. My favorite card in here is Vanguard Aviator. Whenever you attack with 5 or more soldiers, creatures you control get +1/+1 and flying. There is so much in this deck to give our soldiers +1/+1. We have the Yotian Tactician for 4 other soldiers get +1/+1, and it's a pretty decent body in and of itself as a 3/4. We've got the Valiant Veteran. Other soldiers you get +1/+1, and you can exile him to put 1/1 counters on each soldier you control from the graveyard. We also have some Thalias, because Thalia is, as well as other things, a soldier. So non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, and we are only running 7 non-creature spells in this deck. So, chances are we are going to be able to cast whatever we want, and the opponent is not going to be able to cast whatever they want. We also have 3 Brutal Cathars that have a little bit of control. Make sure we get the board clear in front of us so that we can swing in right. That is kind of the control structure of this deck, as well as 2 negates. We talked about the 1/1 counters. Then we also have this for control, the Myrel, Shield of Argive, right? So during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Whenever it attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. So you swing with Myrel, you create a bunch of tokens, and yeah, they're generally 3/3s at least because of the Valiant Veteran and the Yotian Tactician. You match that along with the Harbin. Next turn, you give everything flying. Oh man, it's a beautiful deck. I have played this. Wow, I played this deck probably about 8 times, and I lost once with it. But that wasn't part of this video. There is a topper for this deck, though. We got a land in here that's going to do a lot of work for us. You pay 5 and you tap it, and soldiers you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. One of the downsides to this card is you have to reveal a soldier for it to come in untapped, but that's not so much a downside because everything we have in here is soldiers. If you look, we have 30 creatures, 30 soldiers. They're all soldiers, and they are ready for battle. And you reveal it, then you play it. So it's just like, I'm going to play this card, and then you play it, right? So it's not so much a downside for it to not come in not tapped. What other honorable mentions are we using in this deck? Well, we're using the Skystrike Officer. Whenever he attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Then you can tap 3 untapped soldiers you control and draw a card. This is important because you're going to run out of steam really fast when the Skystrike Officer makes sure it allows you not to run out of steam as fast as you otherwise would. You just tap 3 soldiers, draw a card. If the opponent board wipes you, at least you get a creature out of it. If you don't attack with everything the previous turn, sometimes you're just sitting and waiting for, your stuff to ramp up and build. Whenever you have the Skystrike Officer, you can just tap those creatures and draw a card. So you still get value out of having those soldiers on the field. And the other honorable mention for this deck is a Siege Veteran. Right, this is another card from Brothers War. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So even if you get board wiped here, you're still going to be able to get tokens out onto the field to start to ramp up your next offensive. This is all about offense, offense, offense. You throw some creatures out, you throw them at your opponent, and if that attack fails, you move into your next phase and you start to rebuild your board with Valiant Veterans, with Thalias, with Skystrike Officers, with Myrels. You start to rebuild that stuff and you go again. Yeah, I played this deck 8 times in its current form and lost once. We're going to go into the arena and we're going to do some different matches just to show it off. But I had to make sure it was good before I brought it up to you guys, because I know this is not a cheap deck. This is not cheap at all, but my god does it punch hard. I think the only 2 cards in here that are uncommon are the Recruitment Officer, which you pay for. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal a creature card, mana value 3 or less from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom, and the Yotian Tactician, which is for 4 other creatures, get +1/+1. Everything else in here is rare or higher. I think we have some mythics in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. Oh, good. We have a mythic in here. Let's make this expense a little bit higher, even. And even our land base is expensive with Eiganjo's, Otawara's, Adarkar Wastes, Deserted Beaches, and Fortified Beachheads. Yeah, we do a lot of budget things on this deck, but today, this is not budget, so I just had to show this deck. I just had to show it off because, my god, I saw this card here, the Harbin Vanguard Aviator, and I was just like, I have to do it. I have to make a soldiers deck, and my god, does it do well. Oh, by the way, before we jump in there, we do have a sideboard, because I noticed that sometimes this isn't enough. Sometimes you actually do need spells. So I put a sideboard out here, and what my plan is to do a couple games in best of 1, and then we're going to go over to best of 3 to show what this back end of this deck could do with this sideboard. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how it does. Yeah, but, oh yeah, that subscribe thing that I was talking about, it is free. I'm not charging anything for subscriptions this week. Four lands, Valiant Veteran, Silver Scrutiny. What am I thinking? Thinking we need to draw something that's not land, but I have 4 lands and I have plays I can make, so I'm going to keep it. It is a greedy keep. And we grab more land out of the library. What are the chances? Actually, with the shuffler and our luck with it, it's pretty high. That's not good for the opponent. That's a little bit too slow, buddy. Yeah, what do we want to do? Do we want to make this bigger? Or do we want to just swing in and then put Thalia down? That seems good too, right? Yeah. That might slow him down on some things. The whole goal of Thalia is to slow your opponent down just a hair. Just enough to really get the damage in. And a big Thalia, she's going to be a 4, or, yeah, that's a she. She's going to be a 4/3 with first strike very soon. Let's get that down. And we're really close to getting the Harbin Vanguard off, so we're going to play it here. We're going to also play our other veteran, and then we're going to swing. This deck has no fear. No fear. You just swing. Like, even if we get a Wandering Emperor, they get rid of one of the creatures, it's like, alright, what do you do about the rest of them? Leyland Binding. Very nice card. And, yeah, that's kind of rough. But 3 for 5. We can do that for 5. We don't want to do that for 5. We want to do that for more. Even though we're only down to 2 cards, we do have the Silver Scrutiny that we can cast. And we get rid of those dogs, get 3 damage off on the opponent, and we'll let the opponent go. Well, I don't think they have a chance. Down to 8, opponent. You probably need to put some creatures out. Those creatures will just be chump blockers, though. Sarah Paragon. A lovely card. Can't cast them, though. So we go to my turn and we get another Thalia. That's not what we wanted. We can only swing with the Thalia. I highly doubt he's blocking this. It's going down to 4. We're still at 20. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's refuel a little bit. We're running out of fuel. And that is exactly what we needed. We get the Brutal Cathar. So he's going to be able to get another car off of a Spirited Dog. He's probably got some more shenanigans in there that he's going to play. But he's going to... Uh-oh. That card hurts us. That card hurts us. Yeah. We do get counters, though, from playing him from the graveyard. And I would say it hurts us, but, like, not by that much, right? We'll just Brutal Cathar here, grab this Sarah Paragon, so that we could swing a little bit easier. Then we're going to play the Tactician to pump our guys a little bit more and swing with Thalia again. And just put things on the field, swing hard. Archangel of Wrath, he did not block with it. Another Archangel of Wrath. Brutal Cathar's definitely dying here. So I gotta hand it to the opponent. He is sticking in this pretty well. Get the Harbin out. And we can actually do one of these numbers. Add 1/1, set everything on our field, and yeah, watch this. He's gotta block him. He did not. Alright, that just means he dies. Probably got a little bit upset with us. You know, the infinite soldiers. Infinite soldier loop. And we could and as you saw, Silver Scrutiny is in here to refuel our deck. Thalia is to slow down the opponent's Leyland bindings. The Tactician and the Valiant Veterans were able to make sure our creatures were too big for the opponent to deal with. That's it. That's the whole deck. All white mana. That's disgusting. And nothing we can really do, especially early game. So we'll get rid of that one. And we'll keep this here hand. Only question is, I don't want to get rid of any of this stuff. This is all good stuff. I think Siege Veteran's going to take it back. Nah. Like, what do we get rid of? It's all good. Yeah, get the Siege Veteran down the bottom. We'll get him back. Fortified Beachhead. And we're not gonna reveal anything. We don't have a 1-drop. There's a green. Adarkar Wastes. Valiant Veteran. Opponent. What dost thou do? Gala Greeters. Well, okay. We'll put a beach out, and now we have to determine whether we're swinging first. And if we're swinging first, we're putting the veteran out. If we're not, let's just swing. We can miss 1 damage. It's not going to kill us. Valiant Veteran. Everything's a 3-3 now, so turn 4 we're swinging in for 6. Oh! See, and this is the kind of stuff we need to get rid of. And we have just the card to do it. Brutal Cathar. We're going to grab the Kadama of West Tree. Sure, he wasn't going to block with it, but, you know, better be safe. We don't want to lose a veteran. That would be just devastating. Mono green player. There's the Defiler. I knew it had to be coming at some point. Okay. So we want to do the seat here. Then we're going to actually just pass turn. We wanted to turn to night, and then next turn we could flip it over today with the Siege Veteran and the Harbin Vanguard Aviator. Maybe he's scared of my board and does not attack. He shouldn't. I'm definitely not blocking with any of this stuff. Yep. Alright, look at the top card of my card, put something into the hand, onto the, wait, put a land on the battlefield tapped. Okay, that's totally 100% fine. Everything gets a little bit bigger. He's trying to beat me. Out of mana. So here's the thing, are we swinging? And we are. Well, we're not going to block. And it switches a day. We'll take the Vigor. He made our job a little bit easier there. And now it is time for us to go on the offensive. But next turn, what do we want to make bigger? Probably the Brutal Cathar, so it's harder to blow up. And then we pass back to the opponent. Now, might look a little weird right now, but okay. Okay. I was gonna say, if we survive till next turn, we win, but we did not. Kodama of West Tree is back out, Defiler of Vigor is back out, and this is just gonna overwhelm us. There it is. There's a pump. Gala Greeters makes everything a little bit bigger. And he passes turn? What? Never mind. Hang on. Let me think here. 4 and 6 is 10. And 5 is 15. And that is game, guys. That is it. Maybe he is unfamiliar. Whee! Get up in the air. Get in there. Do some damage. 11. Yeah, that's game. That is game. He only has one guy that has reach. Read the cards, man. This card right here is brutal. Brutal card. I thought he got us there. I thought he had us. Let's do one more best of one, and then we're going to take this into best of 3 and show you what that sideboard's all about. Veteran, Recruitment Officer. And then we got the Siege Veteran and the Valiant Veteran. I forget how many veterans we have in this deck. We're going to start with a Recruitment Officer. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to pump the Recruitment Officer to be a 3-2. We're going to swing. We're going to hide blue for the time being, just because we can. Virus Beetle Whale. Alright. Get rid of the Otawara. We're going to put the Beachhead out. We are going to show him the Siege Veteran. And then we're going to play the Siege Veteran. Yes. Love this deck. Swing in for 6. He trades off the Beetle there. Or chumps with it, I should say. And he kills the Veteran. Lovely. We draw another veteran. Let's make the recruitment officer bigger again. It's the thing he wants to remove the least. So that's what we that's what we pump. Graveyard Trespasser, 100% fine. Because this, my friend, is game. See, isn't that a beautiful feeling? Mono Black didn't even have time to do their thing. That's what happens when you have 30 creatures that pump each other. Now, we go into best of 3, and this is where I mostly played this deck, was best of 3. It was basically the same results as best of 1. But let's get into some best of 3, a little bit more control. So our first round of best of 3 was really, really bad. We got 2 whole lands in each game. I even mulligan for land and just could not hit it. So I don't think that counts, right? Let's go try it again. And we're going to opt to play first, 1 mana. Okay. 2 mana. What is going on? We got 23 lands in the deck. We're going to need this. Yep, it's a shame, but we're going to have to put that away. I'm getting flashbacks already. See, I never have bad luck like that until I start recording. So, yeah, my win-loss rate is definitely different whenever I'm not recording. Man, no lands. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe the flashbacks were just hitting me a little bit hard. Now we know we can at least get 4 land out. All right, we're looking good. Valiant Veteran, we will pay a life. And Thalia will get in there for 3. There's a 3rd land from the opponent. Let's see what they're going to do. Pilfer. Well, there goes a Brutal Cathar. No, Restoration goes away. Okay. We're going to pay a life. For the Siege Veteran, we're going to pump the Thalia, and we're going to swing in for 6. You can still hit the Valiant Veteran with a cut down, so maybe I should have pumped the Veteran. Looking at the Thalia. Okay, he kills it. But we get a 2/2 out of it. And we can Restoration of Eiganjo now. We will pay another life. Yes, I know I'm supposed to play this up after attacks, but that's just how I roll. Pump the soldier. Yep, puts the opponent down to 3. It looks like a quick and mostly painless first match, even though I had a little bit of PTSD about not getting lands. That tends to happen. Shieldred is not good enough. Yep. Alright, so he has a Shieldred, so we know that. He also has removal. Do we want to change anything? We won the first game. We did win. So maybe we're just... putting in some slip out the backs. And we'll go down to 0 negates. I don't care if he really removes my creatures, and if there's a creature that I really want to be in there, that we could always make it slip out the back, and it's a little bit bigger the next turn anyway. So, yeah, I'm happy with this. This deck is just so fast. It gets on top of the opponent too quickly for things like Mono Black to really wrap around and do the thing that Mono Black does best, and that's get to the mid-range and then take over the game. Just moves a little bit too fast for him, I think. Recruitment Officer. Next turn, Aviator comes out. Next turn, Siege Veteran comes out, and then we work towards Restoration of Eiganjo. Pilfer. So last time he discarded the Restoration. Let's see what he does now. He doesn't like Restoration. He hates that card. Okay, play the mana, swing. It goes in for 2. Ah, I clicked the wrong button. Lovely. Recruitment Officer is fine. It's still 4 damage on the field. I really wanted the Aviator out, but it's no problem leaving the Aviator in hand. It's not really good until you get 5 creatures. Soul Transfer. Actually, that works out perfectly because we could just do this number. Sorry. Now, we have Eiganjo. We could quit taking pings from the white man. Oh, wait, we aren't. That was the last round. Okay. We want to do it like this. Now we can start pumping both recruitment officers. Swinging in. Opponent already down to 12. Mana for turn. Children. Yes. Yes. Keep swinging. Yes. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, opponent. Come on. You're not supposed to fall for it. Children is dead. We lose a recruitment officer. And we get a 1/1 out of it. He fell for it. I was hoping that he'd be smart enough to just not. But he is running low on health, so maybe that's not what he wanted. Oh, he gets it right back. That metagame thinking right there. That is metagame thinking. We're going to draw a second Siege Veteran. Well, use it or lose it, right? Huh. Swing. Swing for a 6/5. We want to get that Children off of the field. Don't mind losing. I hate losing the recruitment officer, but at least Children is gone. We have plenty of 1/1s. Now all we need to do is get Harbin out. Man, I almost want to just like not swing next turn. Give the Harbin to spark. But yeah, I mean, the soldiers are good if they're dead. The soldiers are good when they're alive. The deck actually worked this time. And I'm popping in. After that match, it went well. But I think we could find something a little bit more exciting for the video. If you are seeing this, right? We already won the last match that we were in. But I think we could find something a little bit better. Let's look around. Let's see if we could scour through Arena and find an opponent that's worthy of being in the video. We're definitely playing first for mana. So we got the mana that we need. That's all I really care about. Yeah, we'll decline. Brutal Cathar. Just having this guy on turn 3 to pull a creature off the field is, in my opinion, worth it. Opponent's a little bit slow. He's got the Plaza of Heroes. Generally that means we're going to be seeing some slower stuff. Maybe he doesn't have a turn 2, and he does not. Restoration. Does he have a counter? This might be a make disappear here. Even if it is, he did not use it. So that's advantage us. He does do Terra Sunder on it. We do get a mana out of the library. So that's one less mana to draw. In Slogark. Okay. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to reveal a Brutal Cathar. And then I'm going to place that Brutal Cathar. He's not playing black, so he doesn't have anything to remove it immediately. Though he might have a fight spell that we need to watch out for. We're building up mana base to make Silver Scrutiny pretty good. So that's always a thing. Yep, creates mana. We get a Recruitment Officer, which is fantastic. We're not swinging. But we will empty our hand out for the most part. Tactician. Okay. No swings. Next turn we will be swinging. He puts a Terra Sunder into the graveyard. He probably really wants that Terra Sunder in his hand. He's beating himself right now. Why's the old Rustine gotta do that? Okay, Lurgoyf is good. Puts a lot of it goes to the bin. So does Titania, Voice of Gaia. And we pass back to us. And it is absolutely ridiculous that we keep on drawing this kind of stuff. So what we're going to do, he can do 3 damage overall. Recruitment Officer is in danger. But we can start busting through to him, right? 3, but I kill an old Rustine? Or I kill Lurgoyf? Let's just do it like this. We'll refill our hand. We're going to refill our hand. He can kill the Brutal Cathar. Should have probably thought through that attack a little bit more. Yeah. That was a mistake. We didn't get much. We got more land. We have land for days. Teachings of Kieran. I think I've seen enough. I know what the opponent is doing. Farewell. Farewell is coming into this match for sure. And we'll get rid of the 2 negates as well. Like I put negate in main deck mostly for board wipes. Just have that available just in case. He's not going to have many tapped creatures. Sarah Paragon might be good. But I think just getting those 2 farewells in here is going to be just what we need. We're going to play first. 2 mana. Okay, but we do have things we can do on turns 1 and turn 2. Actually, we can't really do turn 1, turn 2. But we can do turn 1. And then start to build up a base. Black player. We're gonna see Shieldreds. This is mono black Nope, not mono black. Right, we just played the deck. What am I thinking? He's graveyard shenanigans. He's got a tap land, so we're free to do what we want on our turn. Pass back to the opponent. We got the Brutal Cathar in hand. We have Adarkar Wastes. Here comes the cut down on the Aviator. Totally fine. Swings in with the Recruitment Officer. And that's a really expensive draw one card. Gix. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of... Oh yeah, this is that one card that people are trying that I think is kind of terrible unless it's Commander. But, you know, haven't messed with it, so how would I know if it's actually good or not? I just haven't seen it do much. Airtie destroys a Brutal Cathar. Boom. Gets it back. We get another Brutal Cathar. That is some crazy stuff right there. Still building up a mana base. We're still doing things. Get it off of the field. Swing in for 2. Airtie resurrected. Trades with it. Wasn't really expecting a trade right there. Gotta be honest. The Lurgoy enters the field. And he's a 2/3. Okay. All mana is tapped, so we're free to swing in for 3 damage here. Mana, Slogger. Yep. He is definitely doing graveyard shenanigans stuff at this point. Nice job. Okay, don't look at that. Okay, passing turn. Cool. So we get the Veteran. We get the Harbin. We'll take a damage. Put him on the field. And now we're looking pretty fancy. And we're not swinging yet. Skystrike Officer probably should have been the move here instead of Harbin. But we're still looking really good. Blocking for 5? No thank you. We'll take 5. Now if we could double spell here. We can't. It's really a shame. And the one weakness with Brutal Cathar is it is no longer a human. So, yeah, there is that. No attacks, end turn. Only 1 mana available. We're probably tapping to draw a card. Opponent is mostly out of cards, so there is that. Pass. Does it go back to my turn, or is he swinging with the Slogger? He's swinging. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna block it. We lose the Harbin here. But I think it's worth it to get a card off of it and kill the Slogger. Oh, he pops it. Tap, tap, tap. We get ourselves a Myrel. That's fantastic. Just what the doctor ordered. Show him the Myrel. Put it out on the field. Good deal. And now we go to the next turn. No attacks. End turn. He's got one more plaza back there that we have to get through. But now that Myrel is big enough that Sloggers can't do it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we're doing this deal again where maybe grabbing some Fading Hopes. Runic Shot. He is kind of aggressive. Silver Scrutiny, we could go down to 2 of those pretty easily. And what else do we want to get rid of? Maybe 1 Thalia. So, haven't seen many non-creature spells from the opponent, so maybe that's not a thing that's going to be happening very much. Wow, that is a lot of mana. And on the rubber match, too. And this is no land. Alright. Come on, deck. Don't do this to me. Don't do it. There we go. It's just going to pretend to mana screw me. Just going to pretend to do it. Valiant Veteran. I will show you the Valiant Veteran, and then I will play said Valiant Veteran. Cut down? No. What you got? Old Rustine. Alright. Deserted Beachhead looks pretty good here. And we're probably going with the Siege Veteran? You gonna let me do it? Yeah. And we'll make them both 3/3s just so that they're both past a cut down. He might be able to do it now. Okay. There it is. Yep, see? We do get a 1/1 out of the deal. But it's so much better to have the Valiant Veteran on the field. You at least get some value out of the graveyard. The Lurgoyf. That's a big Lurgoyf. We had mana. I think we go with the Tactician to make everything a little bit bigger. We're not attacking. Attacking is death. Cut down goes away. Boseiju. Wow. He does a Boseiju on a token. I appreciate that. Put a Plains out on the field. Otawara. And he's out of cards. I'm going to take damage this turn, but we're about to turn this thing around. I don't know if I would have quite done it like that. That's a lot of legendary lands. And he didn't even attack. Like, he could have. And hypothetically have been fine. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Just to keep the ball rolling. Getting more cards out of our library is always better than not. Get the Tactician bigger. Now, the Tactician can survive an attack. Even if he double blocks, I still get to keep it. But with him being behind on cards, it puts a prerogative on his side, especially since I have a Silver Scrutiny in hand. Takanuma, more crazy land shenanigans, and that's really good. That's really good for him. Wow, Sloggerth comes back. Okay. I think that Sloggerth has to go away. Nah, decline it. Well, let's get this out. Grab the Sloggerth. Yeah. He gets to pull the 3 lands back into his hand. That's a really neat little combination. It really is. That's kind of cool. We'll go with the Veteran. We'll put it on him. We'll go in with just a Tactician. We got to start doing damage to him right now. Next turn we can Valiant Veteran. That makes everything a little bit bigger. Or we get Silver Scrutiny. Fill our hand back up. I think that's a move, especially if he removes that. Yep. I was just about to say, if he removes the Restoration, then that's kind of perfect. Because now we could just draw, what, 6? Yeah, we'll pick up the Tactician. That's no problem. So it'll be a little while before we're able to Silver Scrutiny. Now that, you know, he's making me pick up my Tactician. Wow. But our value continues. Siege Veteran. What if I were to do... We're going to be safe. We're going to spread these counters out a bit. And we're not going to attack. And we go to day. Lurgoyf. Alright. Alright. So, what do you guys think? Let's go to a post-game wrap. Let's take a look at this deck. See what we think of it. So, fun fact about me, actually, is that whenever I started playing Magic the Gathering, way back in about 2012, 2010, I started with soldiers. Were they good then? Well, sort of. There was this card called Coat of Arms, which I thought was super amazing. It, like, literally my favorite card that ever existed, and why I like to play tribal decks. And so I started playing soldiers, and a lot of the shenanigans that were in it was life gain and stuff like this. This is more of a control standard, though. Back in the day, White didn't have many ways to interact with your opponent, but now White has ways to interact with your opponent with things like Thalia, things like Brutal Cathar, Eiganjo, Seat of Power, the Myrel, right? You have all of this interaction while you build up your side of the board larger and larger. You could even get stuff out of the graveyard with like the Recruitment or out of your deck with the Recruitment Officer, and you could draw cards with the Skystrike Officer. This is a pretty good deck. It's very expensive though. This is like you're not gonna have any commons or uncommons in this deck at all, but my god does it slap. My god does it do some damage to your opponent. Even while recording it, the deck didn't really screw me all that much, and usually it does whenever I start recording. It's just like, here's no lands, here's all lands. It's sad. It makes me sad. It makes me cry just a little bit deep down inside. Yeah, this is it. This is a good deck. I like it. I like it. There are some things that we can do to make it a little bit better. If we could remove some of these Tacticians and put those Terra Paragons in the front end of this deck, it might increase its ability to get things out of the graveyard, especially if you're playing best of one. I would definitely put that in here above a couple of those Yotian Tacticians. Therefore, your creatures die. You get tokens from the Siege Veteran. Then you get the Serra Paragon to pull them back up out onto the battlefield anyway. Yeah, I like it. I think it's good. Thank you for joining today. Make sure you've liked and subscribed if you've lasted this long. Well, till next time, this is Coffee Stout, signing out. Bye.